Welcome to this meditation, which will be a body scan of around 25 minutes. So finding a comfortable posture, either lying down or sitting. And if you're sitting, try to be in a position with your back quite straight and vertical, but without being tense. So let's start by just feeling the points of contact between our body and the support underneath us. Perhaps feeling your feet flat on the floor if you're in a chair. Feeling the weight of your body pressing down on your buttocks, backs of the thighs. And if you're lying down, feeling all of the back of your body against the mattress or the cushion or the floor. Feeling these points of contact and allowing ourselves to relax, knowing that we're supported from beneath. Now bringing our attention into our breathing. Perhaps noticing the belly rising and falling as we breathe in and out. No need to change the way we're breathing, just observing. Allowing the breath to bring us into the present moment. Now I invite you to bring your attention into your feet. Seeing if you can feel your toes. And if you can't feel them, maybe just wiggling them a little bit to help your mind understand that the place we would like it to come and focalize its attention is the toes. If the toes are in contact with something, perhaps the floor or a cushion or socks, see if you can feel that or not. Now bringing our attention into the soles of our feet. Again, noticing if the soles are in contact with something. Feeling that sensation of contact. Then the heels. Feeling both heels, perhaps the pressure against the cushion. Feeling the tops of the feet. Now the ankles. Seeing if we feel anything in our ankles. Perhaps the socks around the ankles. Perhaps the bones inside. And if we don't feel anything, we just observe the lack of sensation. It's not a problem. We're not here to try to feel anything in particular, but just to observe what is in this present moment. Now I invite you to bring your attention into the backs of your lower legs, the calves. If you're lying down, perhaps you can feel the calves pressing against the mattress. And the shins, the fronts of the lower legs. Just noticing what we find there. Now bringing attention into the knees, the fronts of the knees, the sides, the backs of the knees. And if your legs are bent, perhaps you feel your trousers stretching across the knees. Sometimes knees hurt. If during this meditation any part of your body is painful or uncomfortable, perhaps you can try to breathe into that pain, and as you breathe out, try to let go of tension, stress, muscle contraction. Perhaps repeating this breathing several times. And just observing whether the pain softens at all or not. Trying to have compassion for ourselves, patience, not judging ourselves. Our body is the way it is in this moment. Just observing it with curiosity and a beginner's mind. Now I invite you to bring your attention into the backs of your thighs. Perhaps you feel the pressure between the backs of your thighs and the support underneath. Now the sides of the thighs. Now the fronts of the thighs. Maybe we can feel the skin around the thighs. Maybe the muscles, maybe even the bones. Just seeing what we feel. Now letting go of the legs and bringing our attention into the pelvis. Feeling the hips. Feeling the buttocks. Noticing the weight of our body pressing down on the buttocks, particularly if we're sitting. The muscles squashed by our weight. Noticing the belly. And perhaps feeling the belly swell as you breathe in and fall again as you breathe out. And if you don't feel this, perhaps putting your hands on your belly, one hand or two, and noticing whether you feel a rise and fall of the belly as you breathe in and out. Just observing this movement for a few breaths. Noticing the lower back as well. The muscles, the bones. Sometimes our lower back is painful. And if it is, perhaps breathing into the lower back, imagine it filling with air. And as you breathe out, try to let go of the tension, the stress, the muscle contraction in the lower back. Repeating this breath several times. Bringing compassion, gentleness into any areas of our body that are uncomfortable. Now I invite you to move your attention up into the chest. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest with the breath. Again, perhaps bringing a hand or two and placing it on your chest to help you feel the movement. Perhaps noticing how the rib cage opens as we breathe in and then lets go as we breathe out. Imagining perhaps the lungs inside filling with air and emptying again. Perhaps noticing if you feel your heart beating or not. Noticing the back of the rib cage as well, where it meets the spine. Noticing how the ribs move apart in the back as well, and in the sides as we breathe. Perhaps feeling the shoulder blades rising and falling. Feeling the upper spine. If you're lying down, feeling the back pressing against the support beneath you. And the movements with the breath. Now I invite you to let go of this area and bring your attention into your hands. Now all of our attention is in our hands. If you don't feel your hands, maybe just wiggling the fingers a little to help your mind understand that this is the place we're now asking it to focus its attention. Noticing if you feel the contact between your hands and whatever they're touching. How does that feel? Perhaps you feel tingling in your fingers. Perhaps your hands are hot or cold. Whatever sensations you feel, just observe them without judgment, without preference. This is your experience in this moment. Now bringing your attention into the palms of your hands. Then the backs of the hands. Now the wrists. And now into the forearms. Noticing perhaps if you feel the sleeves of your clothes touching the skin of your arms. Noticing the elbows. And now the upper arms. Perhaps you feel the arms moving gently with the breath. Observe this movement if you do feel it. invite you to bring your attention into your shoulders. Perhaps feeling a gentle rising and falling of the shoulders with the breath. And noticing if there's tension in the shoulders. If there is, perhaps seeing if you can breathe into the shoulders. And as you breathe out, let go. Let go of the tension, the stress. Let go of all your responsibilities that you carry on your shoulders. Be here now. Right now you have no responsibilities at all. Now bringing our attention into the back of the neck, the sides of the neck, the front of the neck. Again, maybe noticing if there's tension in the neck, perhaps the back of the neck is tight, contracted. See if you can imagine filling the back of your neck with air as you breathe in and letting go all of that tension as you breathe out. Not judging ourselves for carrying tension. It's completely normal. And also not judging ourselves if we don't manage to relax it. That's also completely normal. Now I invite you to bring your attention into the back of your head. Maybe you can feel it touching the pillow beneath you. And now into your face. Noticing your face and maybe having a little half smile. A half smile and a thought perhaps of gratitude towards yourself for having spent this time being mindful, being present to your body. Strengthening the relationship between your mind and your body. Perhaps befriending parts of your body that you'd forgotten about or tried to ignore. Let's now, for the last minute or so, just try to hold the whole of our body in our concentration, feeling our head, arms, body, legs, hands and feet. Noticing our whole body lying or sitting here, breathing. And now gradually feeling the points of contact beneath our body again, grounding ourselves, starting to listen to sounds in the room or outside. And as we listen to the sound of the bell, allowing ourselves to bring this meditation gently to a close, perhaps beginning to move hands and feet, to start stretching, perhaps yawning, and opening our eyes when it feels right for us.